We got a fresh new update for our open world tower defense game, Wild Ice. We've been working really hard to get a bunch of our traps up and running, so grab your toques and let's dive in. Now, if you've been following our devlogs, you know we got spike traps, so let's move past those and start with another classic, the turret. So what makes ours different? Well, for starters, you're launching pucks. You can also upgrade this puppy to shoot pucks that have a chance to catch on fire. Now let's switch gears to the slower down. Fashioned with a bunch of ropes and wood and made to look like some sort of hockey training tool, this guy is doing exactly what the name implies, slowing down enemies. Now on its own, this trap isn't all that valuable, but combine it with some other traps and you can really put up some damage numbers. We've also got another trap that does a little bit of slowing and a little bit of repetitive damage, the Mulcher. Visually, I just love how menacing this one is. We still gotta figure out a way to make it more appealing where that ice collides with the Mulcher wheels, but functionally, it's all there. Now is a good time to remind you that the best way to help out our tiny team of 2 is to wishlist Wild Ice on Steam. There's a link for that in the description below. Now let's get back to the traps. This one is an absolute must-have for us. If you've played any Orcs Must Die, you know the value of a barricade. And if you haven't, well, it's made to cut off various routes for the enemies. And while this one looks simple, there were so many dev days dedicated to this just because of the pathfinding complexity in choosing these alternative routes. And here's one that's going to continue to punish the Frosties even after they stepped on it. We're calling it the Center Flame. We're still playing around with different design choices for it, but the actual functionality is all there right now. Not all traps work out in the end. We thought that this trap that drops a shockwave down when you shoot a target would be super fun to play with, but it blocked all of your sight lines. So we swapped it for this one, the Crusher. It's a hanging ball on a rope, and it doesn't block your sight lines and is totally automated. We actually ended up getting rid of the pressure plate on the bottom, and you'll see why later in the devlog. Now, let's move on to the Victory Dump. This one dumps hot tar onto enemies, which damages and slows them for long after they walk through it. It was quite a challenge to whip up in our 3D software, which is called Maya, because we wanted it to be as performant as possible without dumping a ton of particles on the ground and slowing your game down. Lastly, we've got another vertical trap, the Dangler. This trap brings chaos with swirling blades on a wire, and it's the first trap to take up more than one slot on the board, and I just love how it looks. Here's a quick look at the rig I whipped up in Maya, which made it so much fun to animate. Remember how I mentioned we got rid of pressure plates for that hanging ball trap? Well, that's because we wanted to be able to combine floor traps with our standing traps. This alone really elevates the gameplay to the next level. Of course, all of this has to work for Splitscreen too, so I wanted to show a quick demo of us working together to jam up those enemy lanes. We also have a day-night cycle, so you can see that time shift from night to dawn here. If you've been watching these devlogs from the first one, thanks for following our journey. If this is your first time and you made it this far, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to our YouTube channel for all the updates. As you can see, we got our hands pretty full, so I'm gonna get back into it. Thank you so much for watching.